All right, you guys, happy Monday night. Thank you so much for hopping on. I am so thankful. I know we didn't have the team call last week because it was a holiday, and I'm just so excited to have Eric Johnson as our very special guest speaker tonight. So let me tell you what very little I know about him, and then he will be able to better introduce himself because I know so little. Basically, I am in a very kind of selective mastermind group with the 6 to 7 stars in the West region who are elite contenders. And it's a very small group of us that have a mastermind call. And one of the top coaches, Lindsay Nix, threw into our mastermind group, hey, this Eric Johnson is going to do a special team call for us tonight. If anyone's available, you know, we're going to have spots available. He's awesome. You can hop on. And she shared her team's link in our mastermind group. So it was not a good night for me. It was not a good night, but I've been hearing all the buzz through all the coaching wires, and you guys know that, like, I'm in the wall, so I'm hearing a lot of what the 5 to 15 star diamond coaches do, and I'm hearing just a ton about Teamzy, and it's like tickling my ears, and what is it, I want to know who's going to teach me what Teamzy is. And here Lindsay Nix posts the link, and I'm like, it's a crappy night for me, but I'm gonna hop on, and I'm just gonna hear what little I can while I'm cooking dinner and dealing with my kids and doing my other stuff. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to give that particular call like what I'm going to give it tonight, which is pen and paper and notes. I hope you have yours. So I was like enthralled, and I knew just with hearing what I was able to pick up from that call, I knew that I wanted Eric to come on our team call and educate us on this opportunity to better organize our email life and our follow-ups and all of this. And he totally gets it. He's designed a system that works, and I would just be remiss as your leader in not introducing you to what he has to offer. I'm excited to learn myself. What else do I want to say before I let him take it away? Before that call was even over, I was friend requesting him and privately messaging him saying, when can you do, how do I get you to do my team call? So I don't know much about him, so I'm just gonna mute myself and be a student like you guys tonight and listen to what he has to offer. All right, Eric, take it away.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Eric Johnson. Nice to meet you guys. I'm the creator of Teamzy. Here's what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to take you guys through training first on relationship marketing and the philosophy that kind of underpins the software, so you kind of understand where we're coming from. And I think you'll get a good feel for how this is really going to help you in your business. Then I'm going to take you into the app, show you how to set it up. It's very easy to do. I'm going to take you into a power hour, show you how to do your power hour, like destroy your power hour in 20 minutes a day. And then I'm going to show you guys how to follow up like a pro. I'm going to show you how to do it in Teamzy, and I'm also going to teach you how to do it so that you're not like a total nag when you're bugging people with their follow-ups, okay? And I'm going to do all that as quick as I can. Then we'll do a Q&A at the end. If you guys will stay muted the whole time, but if you feel the spirit move you and you want to ask me something, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. That's totally cool. What's the other thing that I wanted to tell you? Oh, Ellen and I were talking before, and I've never said this on a call before, but I'm a naturally shy person. So I'm going to show you guys how something like Teamzy lets you be the total connector in your world, and everybody's like, wow, what an amazing connector, even if you're a shy person. It's totally easy to do, okay? And another word for shy is terrified of being rejected, however you want to phrase it, okay? But that'll help you guys. Okay, so let me take away your screens. Here we go. Where is my, oh wait, hold on a second before I share my screen. Put it on the first slide, there we go. Okay, so now you guys are now seeing my presentation, right? Okay, great. So this is what I want to talk to you about, how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about my story before we jump in too deeply. My background before becoming a Beachbody coach is being a business coach. I've been, for basically my whole grown-up life, last 15 years or so, coaching people in the real estate and mortgage industry, helping them build their business. So that's been my experience, training people. A lot of this training I'm going to share with you guys tonight are systems that have been proven to work with thousands of people in those industries, okay? And every sales job is the same philosophically, okay? So I'll show you guys that as we go. Also, I had an opportunity to create some productivity apps for the real estate industry. So I had some background doing it. So basically the reason why there's a Teamzy is because I became a Beachbody coach, and I have 4 kids. How many kids do I have? I have 3 kids, 4th on the way. Can't even keep track anymore. I had a full-time career, and I started doing the Beachbody thing, you know, like a lot of you guys. And I was excited about it because it had transformed my own health. But I only had about an hour a day. So I knew that I needed to leverage my time, because this is what I teach other people to do. And I started saying, okay, so what are the top coaches using to leverage their time? What are the tools? And what I found was there weren't any tools specifically for Beachbody coaches. There was one that I found, but it was a totally different philosophy than what I'm going to teach you guys today. And philosophy is everything, right? Your heart is everything. I always say it's kind of like I grew up in the Cold War, right? There was like capitalism and there's communism. You belong to one philosophy. I belong to the relationship marketing end of things, not the transactional end of things. So there were no tools. I remember watching or listening to a wake-up call with Danielle Katz, now Natoni, who's amazing. And she talked about 9 different apps she used to track in her business. And then she color-coded and folded. And I mean, people like that are amazing, right? And the truth is that amazing people can do that. Average people need better systems to help us catch up to amazing, if that makes sense. I was totally overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with that. I was overwhelmed with having to create from scratch some sort of tracking system or some sort of proactive system. I did not have time to do that. I had an hour a day to work on my business. So I called some of my favorite nerds and said, I think there's an opportunity. Can you guys build one of these for Beachbody? Honestly, I have a notebook. I should show you guys sometime. If you ever see me at Summit, I'll bring it next year so you can see the notebook with the terrible drawings of the first version of Teamzy in the notebook. So anyways, that's kind of how we got started. But let me jump into what is relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing, guys, it's a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. This is really important that I want you guys to have a mindset shift right here at the very beginning of our call, because some of you guys think you're going to see a new tracking program tonight. And Teamzy will track for you, but you need to understand it's not a tracking program, it's a lead generation system. People use CRMs like filing cabinets, and that's not what they're for. It is to drive you on a daily basis to do the activities you need to do to be successful. And by the way, I just kind of want to tell you a little something about your business. You guys are not, your business is not marketing home fitness programs or marketing nutritional products. That is not your business, okay? You are in the lead generation business. This is your business because you can't help people. You can't change lives until you first generated the lead. Okay, so you're not in the business of going out and selling or recruiting. You're in the business of generating the lead. That is your business. When you wake up in the morning and say, I need to work on my business, you need to be working on lead generation. Okay, so there's the mindset shift I want you to have at the beginning. You can look at each other on your team calls and say, what business are we in? We're in the lead generation business. Okay. Now here's your next important principle that I want to get you guys, get these down. Make sure your pen and paper is ready because I'm going to drop nuggets on you guys and move fast. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So we're in the lead generation business so that we can meet people and develop and deepen relationships with them. It's that simple. If your focus is on developing and deepening relationships, everything else is going to take care of itself. Okay, that needs to be your focus. And turn relationships, what we want to do with those relationships is we want to turn them into advocates. Okay, we do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. Turn them into advocates. An advocate is somebody who is out bringing people to your business. Talking about you, raving about you, actually bringing people to your business. You guys are all advocates for other businesses right now. Probably half a dozen, at least each one of you, brands or businesses, you're advocates for because you're excited about what they're doing in your life. And as you guys focus on relationships and become the trusted advisor in your sphere, you are going to start seeing advocates develop as well. Okay. Just a little side note, because since we already started a little off color on this call, I have to tell you, I have a 7-year-old boy, and almost 7. And every time I see the word duty, I think of him giggling. Just so you know. Okay, bye. Some of you guys are like, yep, boys will be boys. Next important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. My favorite thing about this principle is this, is that jerks are not successful with relationship marketing. Guess what? That's why there's such a thing as transactional approach to sales. If you're a jerk, you've got nothing you can do but the transactional approach. The transactional is find them, fleece them, forget them, right? Next deal, next sale. When you work relationships, you got to build trust. But the cool thing about building relationships, it's so much more fun. It is so much more fun, you guys. Trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you just a tiny bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You just get right to helping them. And that's what we're all about, right? Helping people. Also, trust takes the icky salesperson feeling away. For both ends, you know, for the receiving end and for you. That icky salesperson feeling, how many of you guys thought of that? If you build a little trust, this is never an issue. Okay, this is never an issue. And my favorite part is you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Have you guys done go for no as a team? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So the whole concept of the go for no is, you know, you keep track of all people who say no, kind of as a team, like, hey, we're going to go for 50 no's this week or whatever. The idea is that it churns you through your list so that you can get to the yeses faster. But here's the thing, I just got to be honest with you guys. When I was 3 months into this business, I got to be a diamond coach, and they put me in one of those synergy groups, you know, like Western Region Diamond Coaches. And they were like, let's all do the go for no. And I was like, what are we doing? Sorry, it's a little side story about me, but they wanted to get 100 no's by next week. You want me to get rejected 100 times in a week? It's like, you're crazy. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to get no's. That's totally, so here's the thing, guys. I'm a total wimp. I would never do that. I would hide under my desk. Now, were some of those coaches being really successful doing that? Yeah. But here's the thing I want you to know. When you spend time building trust, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do it tonight, at least a little bit, you don't burn bridges. You only build them. You never burn bridges. You only build them. You never leave anybody behind with a no. You get to go for yes. Does that make sense? They might not be ready today, but you never leave anybody behind with a no. You're building bridges behind you and forward in all directions. So how do you build trust? How do you actually do it? There are 4 essential ingredients to build trust. 4 essential ingredients to build trust. I'm going to go through these 4 really quick, and then I'll break each one down for you guys. The first is chemistry. Chemistry. Second one is character. Character. Then competence. Competence. And finally, consistency. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay, let's break these down for you guys. Chemistry. This is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, so I won't beat this one to the ground because I think you guys get this. But the bottom line is this. You have chemistry with everyone. You have chemistry with every person on the planet. Even somebody you find despicable, you have chemistry with. If you spend the time to listen. Ask questions and listen. Figure out where the common ground is. Now you guys are, I'm guessing that you guys are probably already doing some traction marketing. You've identified a niche and you're marketing to them on social and you're getting people already with chemistry. But the thing that I want you guys to understand is you will attract lots of people outside of your niche. Because remember that every person you meet in your niche is connected to hundreds of other people. And those people are going to be on your team if you do it right. So you need to be able to find chemistry. The simplest way to do this is just the way I tell my kids. God gave you 1 mouth and 2 ears. Right? 1 mouth and 2 ears. All right. The second one is character. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay? Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and you're relatable. Here's the thing I want you guys to really get about this. Character is not something you have or something you've done. It's something you do. You do character. You have to demonstrate character. And what's so funny about this is so many of us, and myself included in this, we get ourselves offended if somebody questions our integrity. How dare you? Well, why shouldn't they question our integrity? Are we demonstrating to this person our care? Are we showing them our character on a daily basis? So, you know, the only people who are going to know your character are the ones you show it to. Okay, so this is really important, guys, as you're communicating with people, whether it's on social media, face-to-face, directly through messaging, whatever the case may be. You need to be showing your care. It needs to be about them, right? When you're helping people by getting them involved in a challenge group, it needs to be about them. Them joining your team needs to be about them. It needs to be showing that you care about them, not about what you want or what you need. All right, next one is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, this is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. This is important because everybody and their uncle is jumping in and out of network marketing at some level. You need to show that you're competent. I need to be able to trust you that you're going to help me with my health and fitness goals. I need to be able to trust you that you can mentor me in this business. Okay? Also notice competence is something that you're demonstrating. Now, in this case, it's kind of awesome that it's something that you're demonstrating because you may not actually even be competent yet. You may be a new coach, but you can still demonstrate competence by leaning into your team, by leaning into your upline, by leaning into the support of the other coaches who have been there. Okay, so this is something that you can demonstrate even if you haven't really achieved it yet because of the way we're structured with our teams. So chemistry, character, and competence, 1, 2, 3. Now, before I jump to the next one, which is my favorite, by the way, if you didn't write it down, is consistency. I can't wait because I hate consistency, but it's so awesome too. You guys with me? It's such a love-hate thing, being consistent. Before I move on, I want to leave you with this. When somebody is thinking about doing business with you, or when you're thinking about doing business with another company, there's really only 3 things anyone cares about, okay? And it's this. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Now, guys, these are important because if you ever come across any sort of objections, and this is true of any business opportunity, any sales moment, anything, when people have an objection in their heart, it's because these questions are not answered for them. I don't care if the objection is about the ingredients in Shakeology, the price, whatever. The fact that they twisted their knee in 1986 while playing soccer and then not sure if they can do a lunge. Sorry, that actually was an objection I got, by the way. You got to overcome objections, right? You have to be trained. You have to be competent when it comes to your product, but know that objections stem from something deeper. As you work on your relationships, you'll get less objections. Okay. And when you get objections, that's kind of a moment for you to realize I haven't invested much in this relationship yet. So I should expect these. Not a big deal. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about consistency. Consistency. I joke about this, but consistency is hard for everyone. You know, here's the thing. We all know that the secret to everything is being consistent, right? We know this, but it's so freaking hard, isn't it? Okay, but let's talk about this a little bit. A couple things I want you to get about consistency right off the bat. The first is this principle. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I have to give credit to this. I borrowed this. I paraphrased this from a chapter of a book, one of my favorite books called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. You guys see that? You guys should definitely add this to your personal development list. Here, I put it on the screen for you. It's an awesome book. And I've seen it starting to show up on a lot of thought leaders' top 10 business books of all time lists. And I would have to agree, even though I owned this book for 5 years before I read it. Anyone like that? You buy the book and don't read it for years? Okay, but here's one of the things that this book talks about is that the desire to be consistent is one of the primary motivating factors for human beings. The desire to be consistent is one of the primary motivating factors for human beings. What does this mean? Well, from the standpoint of being a coach and let's say running a challenge group, just to give you an example, the people who succeed in your group and the people who fail in your group typically will both succeed or fail for the same reason. It's their desire to be consistent. Now, I'm just telling you that this doesn't have anything to do with Teamzy. I'm telling you guys this just because I think it's awesome that to know and as coaches to be aware of. Why does somebody fail in your group? And we know that people fail every time you run a challenge group, right? Guys, the desire to be consistent with their friends and family who have unhealthy lifestyles, the desire to be consistent to the habits that they have programmed into their brain long before they met you was too strong to break. They worked out for 3 days, they followed the container program for 3 days, and then their friend said, come on, girl, you worked out for 3 days. You deserve this deep dish pizza meal that we're gonna go have tonight. You earned it. And they believed that. They failed. Now, at the same time, the people who succeed, and you know who they are, they get awesome results. They have the before and after transformation. They usually join your team. They were able to connect with the community you created, be consistent with a new group. They were able to be consistent with new habits, and they succeeded. It's the same psychological drive for both success and failure. We need to understand the power of consistency as coaches, not just for ourselves, but how it motivates the people that come under our influence. Okay, sorry, that was a little side. I have these things that somebody hashtagged as passion tangents, and they're going to happen. I'm sorry, I'll tell you in advance. All right, so let's talk about consistency, though. Are you consistent? Are you consistent? This is the first part. I'm going to give you a little checkup from the neck up before we jump into Teamzy. Are you guys consistent? Are you a product of the product? Are you actually doing what you're supposed to be doing from the standpoint of being a product of the product? Are you doing your workouts? Are you drinking Shakeology? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you doing your personal development? How many of you guys wrote down this book title and actually will read it? Good boys and girls. Actually read it. Don't just collect books like me. I do collect, I have to say I collect them and then I have a flurry of reading. But actually do your personal development. Here's a little aside. The top coaches, the most successful people in every industry, not just this one, they are doing their personal development. And so many of you guys are putting off the personal development. You're putting it off. Let's just be honest. Here's the thing I will tell you. You guys know on an intellectual level how important it is, right? Zig Ziglar says being broke is a state of mind. I'm sorry, being broke is a state of account. Being poor is a state of mind. If you want to change your account, you got to change your mind, right? We know these things intellectually, but here's the thing I'll tell you. If you knew that personal development was the #1 contributing factor to being successful, would you really encourage your children to do it? Right? Like you would make your children do it. By the way, I have tried bribing my kids to read Zig Ziglar like crazy. It's really hard. But anyways, my point is, why do you put it off for yourself? The best way to get your kids to do it is to model it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So let me jump back into my presentation. Sorry, had a little excitement there. But I just know, you guys know too, because you have your own teams. I struggle this with my teams. It's like, you know what you need to do. Why don't you do it? All right. So here's the thing. I bet you guys are doing pretty well. You guys are here listening to me. You're on this presentation. You're probably doing a pretty good job being product to product, living the lifestyle. Okay. My real question is this. Hold on a second. My neighbor's dog is barking. I don't know if you guys can hear him. All right. Here's the real checkup for the neck up. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? Okay, so are you as consistent about staying in touch with people? As consistent as staying in touch with people as you are posting on social media every day? Drinking your Shakeology, right? So here's the thing where most of us fall short, and I'm going to get into this as we go. The key is connecting with people. Okay? Here's your principle. People won't believe you till they see you. You guys ever heard the I'll believe it when I see it? People won't believe you till they see you, because you're on social media and you're awesome. You look awesome. You got it all figured out. You're working out. You're getting healthy. You're meal planning, right? In the summertime, I loved these posts that I was constantly seeing of like these perfectly tan knees with the laptop, feet in the sand. And it was like hashtag mom boss life. This is my business meeting out here at the beach, working the dream. It's awesome. People see that and they think it's awesome. Okay. The problem is they don't think it's for them because they haven't heard from you since high school. Right? So if you really want people to connect with the lifestyle that you're doing, we need to be in touch with them. We need to be in touch with them. Okay. And then the same thing comes with to people that you're meeting on social, people that you're connecting with now, the new relationships that you're connecting with. You have to understand that people aren't going to be your buddy instantly. Take some investment in that relationship. Okay. So remember that relationship building is a contact sport. It's a contact sport. That means you need to be in regular contact with people. If you want to build relationships with them, you have to be in regular contact with people. Here's an important principle I just kind of want to talk to you guys about for a second. Because investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I just want to give you guys a quick example. I'm going to stop my share for a second so I can see your faces. So how many of you guys have ever received a card, right? And in that card, somebody wrote you a message. It was like a thoughtful, heartfelt message, handwritten. Anyone ever get a card like that? Okay, of course you guys all got cards like that. How many of you have saved it? You still own that card? Of course, right? Of course you saved it. How many do you guys have like a box of cards somewhere? Special cards that you saved in a closet we've got, I don't know, I've got a box just for my wife. She's got a box just for me. And then we have a box of other ones, right? How often do you guys pull those out and read them? Do you do that very often? Probably not. Now, here's the other question. When you get like a postcard from the dentist, you know, the one with like the happy birthday message with the little cartoon dog with the toothache? You guys ever get one of those? Did those go in the special card box? Or the real estate agent down the street that's telling you that they're doing an open house, did that one go in the special card box? No, of course not. Why do you think it is you save the card? And people save cards forever. I mean, they're there. When people pass away, people are going through their cards. They're stuck in their Bibles. People save these things forever. They're so meaningful. And here's why. When somebody wrote you that card, they took their most precious commodity, the one thing that everybody has the same amount of, and only this much of, their time. And for the amount of time it took to think about that message and write it down, it was undivided attention for you only. It's so rare and so meaningful that we save those cards like some sort of badge of honor that we want to save forever. Like, this is so amazing, especially when it's from somebody who never gives you any time, right? It's so amazing. The truth is that when you read that card, it deepened your relationship profoundly. And if you guys went and dug out that shoebox right now and read some of those cards, those relationships would deepen again from the same message. Like, it has that much power. When you invest time one-on-one in somebody, it deepens a relationship. Nothing else does it. And here's the thing I'll tell you guys as we get into Teamzy, I'll start talking about like connecting with your team and stuff. Like, a Zoom call like this is great. A Facebook group is great. They are not a substitute for one-on-one connecting. Now, am I going to tell you that you should be writing cards for everything? No, you don't have time to do that, but you should be writing cards. That's definitely going to be that should be part of what you do to build relationships. In fact, I just got one right here, which is kind of cool. How cool. I just got a card from somebody. Guess what? I kept it. But here's the thing I will show you. Even when you're just sending messages or texts, you can still make someone's day in a real way. Okay, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit as we go. But you need to know that you have to spend time with people, a little bit of time, but you need to invest it if you want to deepen a relationship with somebody. Okay, let me see. I think I'm almost done with my slides. I think I have one left, and then we're going to get Teamzy. Yeah, here's we go. This is what you guys need. You need a system. You need a system. If for any of this, if any of what I've been talking to you guys convicted you and you're like, that's me, I need help with this, this is all you need. You need a system that helps you stay in contact with all your relationships. But you should know when to contact them, right? Because you only have this much time a day. So you need a system that lets you know when to contact them, what to say when you contact them, and then make sure that no one ever falls through the cracks. So you're not like I was, you know, less than an hour a day going through your Facebook messages trying to remember who responded or who needs a follow-up, right? How many of you guys go through your messages randomly? This will happen, by the way, when you start using Teamzy, and you see somebody who responded, interested, and you missed it, never even responded back again. You're going to find those. People fall through the cracks all the time. Okay. Let me jump out of here real quick, and we're going to go to Teamzy. I think. Here it is. Oh, look who's on my screen. All right, here's Teamzy. Let's get this thing set up really quick, and then we're gonna go crank through a power hour. You guys are gonna love this. I gotta put your faces in the right place though, otherwise I'm looking down at the floor the whole time. All right, first and foremost, I want you guys to know this. If you're not already using Teamzy, go to teamzy.com and get a free trial. There's a free 30-day trial, no strings attached, no credit card numbers, nothing weird like that. You just go get a free trial, okay? You're gonna love it. Also, I highly recommend, as you do your free trial, look around, get a success partner for 30 days. If you don't have a normal success partner, this is a great way to try them out. Always try out a success partner first. It's like dating. You might not get along. Try out a success partner for 30 days. But it's so great to do the free trial with a success partner because every day you can send a screen grab of your activities completed, hold each other accountable, and you guys will have a ridiculous month. Okay, just so you know. I just got a message today. Somebody said, thank you so much. I did it and I got SC26 last month. How awesome is that? Love it. Okay, all right. So let me show you how to set this up. When you first come in your free trial, you're gonna be inside a setup wizard, which looks like this. It makes it very easy to set up. Okay, in the setup wizard, we're gonna do three things. We're gonna set an income goal. Teamzy's gonna backwards engineer that, tell us what to do every day. Then we're gonna create a powerful why so that we can persist and not quit. And then we're gonna get our contacts into Teamzy, okay? So I'll just bang through this real quick. If I can click the button. So first thing you wanna do is put an income goal. This is the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now. And this is based on your recruiting and selling, okay? So guys, here's what we're gonna do. Just put a number in. I put in 150 grand. Put a number in for you, whatever you think is reasonable, make it a little bigger than that, okay? You gotta stretch. You gotta stretch a little bit. It's like never increasing your weights, right? You gotta stretch your income goal a little bit. All right, so now what it's done is it's told me to get to 150, I have to complete 4,348 connects. Easy, easy. 4,348 connects. Who thinks that's a lot? Anyone? Okay. It's kind of a lot, but you know, it's 365 days. But here's the thing you got to remember. If you have to eat an elephant, how do you do it? You guys know the answer to this one? If you have to eat an elephant, you do it one bite at a time. One bite at a time. Okay, so the next page is going to give me a breakdown. And now it breaks down that big number, my elephant, into bite-sized chunks. First, it breaks it between three groups: prospects, customers, coaches. Now, some of you guys who like to have very complicated lives and businesses may have 11 groups. Really, there's only three. There's coaches on your team, there's customers, and there's everyone else who's a potential customer or coach that exists. Okay? So it breaks it into those groups. And then it goes yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. So now it's taking that big number and it's suggesting that I connect with 9 prospects every day, 6 customers every day, 4 coaches on my team. Okay? And I'm going to show you guys, I'm talking about Facebook messages. This is like 15 minutes of work. And then we're going to invite 3 people out of that list, or whoever else we're following up with. I'll show you that. And we're going to add 3 people to the list. These are the goals for a daily basis. Okay. Now you can customize these numbers however you want. Like you could, if you're a newer coach, you don't have any coaches, you could make that 0, whatever you guys decide to customize this to. When you hit continue, it's gonna set up your dashboard to these numbers. Does that make sense? Okay. Next, now our dashboard's all set up. Now we're gonna talk about finding our why. Finding our why. I'm a little bit behind on time, so I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I have to just kind of go off on this for a quick second because it's so important. It's finding your why. Like, why, Eric, do we need to do this to use the dumb software? Here's why. Because the whole point of Teamzy is for you to be successful and help a lot of people. That is what we want. And you have to understand that 1 out of every 2 Beachbody coaches quits after a year. Do you guys know that? I think it's 49% turnover. If you've been in the business long enough, you've seen it personally and you understand it. The cool thing is, Teamzy plans for it in the number of projections, but I don't want that to be you. And here's the thing that you need to understand. All of us here on this call, we're all quitters. That is our nature. The only time that we ever persist through quitting points are those difficult moments in life where it feels overwhelming and you want to quit. The only reason we ever persist through quitting points is because we have a reason to. We have a why that's bigger than whatever's going on. You need to get to that why so that you'll be bulletproof in this business. Okay, now here's the thing. You're not going to be facing a lot, using Teamzy, you're not going to be facing a lot of rejection and stuff, but you'll find reasons and excuses not to do the basic stuff. You need a powerful why. Now, what do I mean by that? Why are you a coach? Do you know? Why are you a coach? Do you have a reason big enough to not quit? How many of you are planning on being successful, being financially independent as a Beachbody coach? Anyone? Okay. Hopefully you all feel that way. If you're not even sure enough to raise your hand on that question, you need to really pay attention to the next couple of minutes of this call. Okay? Because I don't want this to be a footnote in your life. I want to see you guys, I want you guys to have that beautiful painting behind your head like Ellen has. One of those things, like, it's amazing. It is amazing. And so I'm just telling you guys, that's what we want for you. So let's talk about this a little bit. What we did was we looked at all of the training on this, from Darren Hardy to Vita Lafata, who's a coach here in Orange County, who's amazing on finding your why. And we created a journaling exercise right in your setup for you to help you get your mind on your why. Let me show you how this works. It's real simple, you guys. Basically, each one of these boxes is a question that you answer for yourself, and it just leads your thinking. Why did you become a coach? Okay? You answer that, whatever your answer is. What did you hope to accomplish by that? You answer it. Why is that important to you? You answer that. Each one of these, you start kind of getting more contemplative in your mind. What would achieving this mean to you and your family? Here's the thing I want you to know too. You're going to redo this a lot over time, so don't worry about nailing it. But I want you guys to get deep into the stuff that really matters. Okay? Why is that meaningful? How does it make you feel achieving that? And then it brings you down to the point where you create your own why statement. Okay? And that why statement goes on your dashboard. And when you do your power hour, it's there to read every day, keep you going. Okay, I'm just going to super fast explain to you how this worked for me. I became a coach because people were asking me what I did, and I felt like I was referring them to the website. I should be getting the commissions. What did I hope to accomplish? I thought, if I can make $500 a month extra money, that'd be great. Real deep, right? Why is that important to you? Well, at that time, saving $500 would be pretty cool. We had not saved money in years because the recession. I had been laid off twice during the recession, and we'd been just kind of holding on for dear life for several years. I don't know if anyone relates to that. That was our family. So I thought $500 a month would be amazing to save. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Well, when I thought about that, I thought, well, I would really love to buy a new house. We literally live on top of each other. We live in a small home. We built a family in it. We've got a 105-pound Rottweiler who coexists with all these kids. We're on top of each other. And I thought I would buy a new house if I could save some money. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? So guys, I'm going through this with you guys because I started out so shallow. I wanted to make a couple $100, whatevs. And as I got into this, something happened between the last two questions. I realized I don't care about buying a new house. The house isn't really what I'm after. It's that I realized that my family wasn't right. Like my family life was not right. I wasn't I wasn't here. I was always working. And why? I 15-year career. I was at the top of my income, wasn't going to grow at all. We weren't saving any money. Holding serve, just felt like I was treading water in life, and my kids were going to grow up without me. I realize now there was so much missing, and all of it kind of came through this process. And so this is where my why statement came out, which was to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. The daily word was the best. I'm healthy and full of energy. This is my why statement. I wrote that why statement down. It's on my dashboard. I look at it every day. But here's the thing I want you guys to know. I was in a full-time job, and the day after I wrote this, I came out into my yard and I started building this shed, which is, you guys, if you've ever seen my YouTube videos, you know this is my world shed quarters. My corner office, right? My wife was like, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm building the shed. This is where I'm going to build our business so I don't have to work for anyone else. I just work for us. And she's like, what are you talking about? She hadn't realized yet what I had gone through in my mind when I got my why. Guys, I know I took a few minutes on this. It's so important. It's so important. Figure out why the heck you're doing this. Okay, and it might be tactical at first. It might be, hey, I really want to take my kids to Disney World next October, whatever. Whatever gets you up in the morning, gets you to put 25 minutes a day into Teamzy. I'm telling you right now, that's all you need. And your business is going to go berserk. Okay, last piece. You're going to get your contacts in. This is super easy, just little videos. You get your coach group from Coach Online Office. You'll probably want to just take in your personally sponsored people. Okay, you might want to go, it's up to you how deep you want to go. Then you're going to get all of your, also from Coach Office, you get your customer list, import that in. Okay, and then you're going to get your Facebook friends from Facebook, which is also very easy to do now, and get them in. And then if you have any other contacts anywhere else, you can get them in as a CSV file. Okay, guys, this is super easy. In fact, I think, did I get one already? Let me see here. Haha, I did, look at that. Okay, so I did a Facebook download a minute ago. There it is. Okay, good. So now I'm going to actually show you. We'll do it live real quick. Show you how cool this is. So I already got my Facebook archive right before the call. I was actually doing it while Ellen was introducing me. Okay, so now it's going to import my file. Look, it's already got it uploaded. I'll show you how easy this is. Okay, so while this is uploading, the next thing we're going to do, as soon as these are up, is we're going to rank people. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the philosophy of this. For this system to work, you need to spend the most time with the best people. Okay, you need to spend the most time with the best people. What I mean is the people that mean the most to you and the people who are most likely to move your business forward. Okay, Teamzy's already done with that Facebook list. I'm going to show you guys in a second. But it's so important because what happens is if you don't first prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time. Okay, you guys might want to write that one down. If you don't first prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time because the turkeys in your life, you can use a different word than turkeys if you want. They will steal your time. They will steal it. The squeaky wheel steals the oil. But if you set your priorities first, your decisions are easy. How many times have you guys had a situation, either in your business or maybe at a job, where you have like this customer who's amazing, who's just like the best customer, loves you, loves your company, you love this customer, you love working with them. And then you've got this a-hole over here who's in your face about something. Now, what typically happens? You tell your awesome customer, I'm really sorry, I need to take care of this. Do you mind waiting a minute? And this person says, oh, no problem. I'll wait. And then you go deal with this guy. That's not right. That's wrong. That's backwards. Okay? You need to set your priority first. Sir, I'm really sorry. I'm looking forward to helping you in a minute, but first I need to talk to this person here. Who's my best customer? I'm sure you understand. And if I have time left over after talking to my best customer, I'm going to help you. Guys, this is a philosophy shift. You need to know. But the other thing is if you're putting 3,000 people on a list, you got to have the priority. You can't talk to them all at the same time. There has to be a priority. Okay, so that's the philosophy. Let's jump in. Really seriously, almost done. So now it's taking me in to ranking my people. Okay, and we're going to give everybody a ranking. Like 5 stars is awesome, 1 star is not so awesome. Okay, just like you're doing Netflix or Yelp, whatever you guys rank. Okay, and this is what the ranks mean. A 5-star, this is somebody most likely to become a customer coach or an existing customer coach that's a rock star. Okay, they're going to show up on your dashboard every month. And that's not a follow-up, that's just a hello, a connect. Now, a 4-star person, this is someone likely to become a customer or coach with a little nurturing, okay? Or they're on your team already, they're a solid performer. You're going to connect with them every 60 days. A 3-star person, the vast majority of people you know or that are on your list will start as a 3-star. You don't know. They could go either way. They could be interested or not. You don't know until you start connecting with them. They're going to show up every 90 days on your list. Okay, and then 2 stars, they're getting a little bit colder. They're every 4 months. And then 1 star, that's where you put people away that you don't really want to talk to that much. You all have those. Okay, next page. So on the next page, it's going to actually take me into that page where I can rank. It's in rank mode, and I can just bang through this, and I can just click on it. Okay, I can change people's ranks as I go. And you're just going to go through the list. Now, this is important to do, you guys, because you do this once, and Teamzy now can create your Power Hour list every day. You don't have to ever plan your Power Hour again. So those of you guys who actually do Power Hours, you don't ever have to plan them again. You don't have to make a list. You don't have to check it twice. It's all done for you by Teamzy. Okay, so if you have a big list and you're a little overwhelmed, it's okay. Just get a nice big glass of wine, put on some smooth jazz or whatever relaxes you. I don't know. It could be gangster rap. I don't know. Whatever you're into. And just bang through this list, okay? Remember, everyone's going to start as a 3, so you're not really even ranking everybody. You're just going to promote and demote people above and below 3. Okay, once that's done, you're set up. Your Teamzy is set up. Now you're ready to crank. Okay, so let me just show you this dashboard really quick. And we'll do our power. So if you come in and look at this, there's my Y right there, reminding me what I need to do. This is kind of my goals, right? So it was 9 prospects. I did 1 apparently today. I don't remember doing it, but I did 1. Connecting with my customers, connecting with coaches, which I did. Inviting people, adding people, right? It's all there. And then also my dailies. So this is, did you post on social? Did you do your personal development today? Drink your shake, do your workout. So you can keep track of that stuff too. So you can keep track on your consistent being a product of the product. Now, the who's up next, this is where the magic happens. This is where I don't even think. I let Teamzy do the thinking, and all I do is connect. There's 4 lists: prospects, customers, coaches, follow-ups. Okay? Follow-ups are separate. We'll get to that. I'm just going to connect with people. So first I'm going to start with my prospects. Do it in order. The most important activity that you can do in your business on a daily basis is connecting with prospects. Okay, guys? There's nothing more important than connecting with prospects. Follow-ups are exciting because they're interested and they're about to buy or be recruited, but connecting with prospects is more important. If you skip connecting with prospects, you did not work on your business today. Okay, so here's the thing. First person on my list is Krista. Great. Where's Facebook? Here's Facebook. Close some of this stuff. There she is. Close these guys. All right, Chris is a great person I used to work with, my old company. I don't know if I've ever messaged her, so okay, so here's a message, boom. Hi, Krista, just thought I'd pop by and say hello. How are you? I hope your day was awesome. Simple. Okay, guys, I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna explain what I'm doing, but at the same time, I wanna keep cranking. So I'm toggling back and forth between Teamzy and Facebook because Facebook won't allow Teamzy to send messages for it. So I just have it open in its own window. Okay, so I pasted that in there. I'm going to select the type of message. It was a Facebook message. I'm going to log it. Now, guess what? She's gone off my list. The next person on my list is Judith. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to Facebook. There's Judith. Okay, let me close out Krista. Uh-oh. Every once in a while, the like spell checker grabs it when I'm being too rapid. It makes me mad. Okay, there's Judith. All right. So now I'm going to send Judith the same message, but I'm going to change the name. Okay? Don't overthink it. Next, toggle back over. Who's the next person? Well, let me log that one. You guys see how you could do this 15 times really fast? You write your own message, but here's the thing I want you to know. You don't have to overthink the first connect, like read their whole Facebook page. You're just connecting. And then when they respond, have a real conversation with them. Does that make sense? Okay, Nancy. Nancy, I used to work with her, and she's one of my favorite people in the whole world. Seriously. Nancy Arroyo. She might not be on Facebook. She's not on Facebook. She is a LinkedIn friend, I'm pretty sure. So if I look here, what's kind of cool is I have all my Facebook friends tagged as Facebook friends. See how she's not tagged? That's my first clue that she's not one of my Facebook friends. So I would just send her the same message via LinkedIn, which I could do right now, but to save time, you guys get the idea. Just crank through these, okay? And then if you have multiple ways you connect with people, you can tag them. You can tag them as Instagram, you can tag them as whatever. And then when you come to details, you can look at the tags and be like, oh, okay, that's how I'm going to connect with this person. So if I go over to Jennifer, she's also LinkedIn. Let me find somebody who is Facebook. These are all my LinkedIn people because I've been through all my Facebook people at least once recently. Okay, so you get the idea. So you're going to go through your prospects. Bam, 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 bam. 15, or how many times did I have? 9. I'm going to go through 9 people and I'm going to send out a message. A lot of times I'll use the same message 9 times. Sometimes it'll have to change. Like if I've already sent them that message, it might be a little bit different message. But I'm going to send them a nice message. What I want to do with this message is just connect. I want them to see it and I want a smile to break out spontaneously on their face. I want them to think, wow, that was nice. And because, guys, I actually have already been consistent with working on my relationships for years, most people are going to say, it's great to hear from you. How are you? Now, here's what I want you guys to know. My response rate is typically about 50%, which means if we reach out to 9 people, you're going to get 4 or 5 conversations started every day. Now, when you have the conversation started, that's where you use your training, where you form them, where you look for wants and needs. And guys, this is my most important thing to leave you with. I'm trying to make it a hashtag. It's kind of like trying to make fetch happen, right? I want to make this happen. Make someone's day mindset. Hashtag make someone's day mindset. That is your whole goal, is to make someone's day. Make someone's day. That's it. And if the conversation leads towards their need being involved with Beachbody, that is awesome. Then it becomes an invite, and it's somebody that moves to your follow-up list, which I'll show you in a minute. But in the minimum, you want to help them. And maybe they need a new dentist. Maybe they need someone to pray with them. Maybe they just need a laugh. I don't know. Your goal is to figure out how to help them and make their day. When you're done with your prospects, this circle will be blue, and you bang to your customers. Next list. Start connecting with your customers. This is so important, guys. You have to be connecting with your customers. So many coaches have these huge customer lists that are totally neglected. There's a couple of things happening that you just need to understand. One is that people quit doing stuff. They fall back into their old patterns. They could do a challenge group with you and lose 20 pounds and have the most amazing transformation, and 6 months later be heavier. Has that happened? You might not know because you might not be in touch with your customers. So you got to stay in touch. If you want to help people really make a lifestyle change, you got to stay in touch with them over time. Now let's talk about it from a business perspective. How many of you guys got that email from Beachbody with your however many months people stay on HD average? Did you guys get that email recently, a couple months ago, I think it was? Did anyone have like an infinity symbol going there? No, we all have a number. If you want that number to be bigger, you need to stay in touch with people, because people will drift when they don't hear from you. They're going to walk past that organic protein at Costco and go, that's only $25. Maybe I'll just do that this month, right? You need to be contacting them. But guys, the most important reason to be talking to customers. I'm just going to stop to look at you guys for a second on this. The most important reason to be talking to customers is this. The hottest source of a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source of a new lead is a current customer. If you have somebody in a group right now or that you're working with that is getting great results and loving the program, loving the product, they are out talking about it right now. They're evangelizing it everywhere they go. It's already happening. Picture the scene. They're at work. They're in the company kitchen at lunchtime. People are, eating donuts and stuff that somebody brought in, and your customer is making Shakeology in the company blender. People are like, you look amazing. What are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this amazing program. They're gushing about it. So guys, why are all those people not on your team already? It's because you're not consistently in contact with them and you're not explaining to them how to bring them to you. Okay, so I've promised every team this last month that I'm going to do a full hour training on how to duplicate all your current customers, but I'm going to give you guys the 12-second version of it. So, you can watch this recording or see how fast you can write. I'm going to go through real quick. How do you do it? But Adele is going to be, because she's right here in the front of my screen, she's going to be my pretend customer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Adele a message, and it's just going to be something like, hey Adele, I just wanted to let you know, I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You're working hard. You're getting amazing results. And the best part for me is how engaged you are with helping other people in the group. So my first message is going to be letting her know how proud of her I am. And then she's going to go, thanks, Eric. It's been great. I've lost 15 pounds. I feel amazing. Right? And then I'm going to say, I just want you to know that it's my heart to help people like you, and I've loved having you in the group. Thank you for choosing me as your coach. Okay, so you can see what I'm going through. I'm proud of you. Thank you for your business, basically. I'm thanking her for being my customer. Thank you for choosing me as your coach. She's going to go, oh, you're great, whatever. And then I'm going to say, I just want you to know, Adele, that my heart is to help people like you, and I would be happy and honored, frankly, to help any of your friends or family in the same way. And so now she's going to understand I'm asking for referrals, and she's going to say, oh, absolutely, Eric, I'll tell everybody. I've already told everybody, which she may have, because she's gushing about it, right? That's what they do. But guess what? All I hear is crickets. You guys with me? Because she doesn't know how to do it, and that's totally fine. But here's the thing I will tell you guys. Asking for referrals is not going to cut it. You have to get introductions. So when Adele says, absolutely, Eric, I'm telling everybody, I say, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We've got a challenge group coming up a week from next Thursday. Can you actually think of anybody that would benefit from being in that group? So get specific. Can you think of anyone who would benefit from our next group? And she's going to go, well, actually, Holly and Jake might be interested. By the way, everybody gives you a name when you ask like that. I'm just telling you. Everybody does. I'm talking about people who are getting results. You're not calling, the people who've done nothing and been like, who do you know like you that does nothing? Because, birds of a feather flock together, right? You want to look for the people you want to duplicate. She's going to give me a couple of names. Now, all I'm going to say is, oh, that would be awesome. Would you do me a favor really quick, Adele? Would you mind introducing me to them? Whatever's easiest for you, like a group chat, group text, CC me on an email. Just make the introduction. I'll get them all the information they need. And she'll be like, sure. Group chat, boom. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you do that, if you get the introduction, you've now duplicated that customer. Now you've got a new relationship. That new relationship comes, you put them in your Teamzy, you start building that relationship. Will they join the next challenge group? It doesn't even matter. Now you've got a new relationship. Every new relationship represents hundreds of new relationships. Okay? But understand that that's the way to do it. And that new relationship has a little bit of trust already because Adele gave them to me. Okay? They already trust me a little bit because somebody they know sent them over. Now, one last thing on this, guys, because I promise I could do an hour just on this topic. You got to be talking to your customers. You got to be talking to your customers. The hottest source of a new lead is your customers, your current customers. But if Adele sends me 2 or 3 people and they're interested, guess what? Adele's now going to be a coach. There's no way around it. I'm going to go back to Adele and go, thank you so much for referring your friends. They're awesome. They're interested. By the way, have you thought of being a coach? Because you've already created 3 new customers. And we can bring you onto the team. I can mentor you with these 3 customers. Now you've got your own Shakeology paid for. This is a home run for you. That was easy. You with me? None of that happens. Zip. If you're not talking to your customers on a regular basis. And I don't care if you're in a challenge group and you're the most engaging challenge group leader ever. That's not the same as a one-on-one communication. You guys getting that message by now, right? Okay, customers. Now we're gonna go to coaches. Why the heck do we even call this Teamzy? It's about building your team. You gotta be talking to your customers. Same thing. Coaches quit just as much as customers for the same reasons. When they don't hear from you, when they don't have a relationship with you that's strong, they drift away. Okay, they drift away. Make sure you're connecting with people. As you get more successful, it's even more important. It's even more important. When you're an elite coach, when you're past 10-star diamond, it's even more important. Don't make your personally sponsored coaches connect with your assistant to connect with you. Just send them a message every couple of months through Teamzy. You're gonna make their life. Okay, remember that when you guys make it big, remember that. Okay, so you've gone through prospects, customers, and coaches. You've turned all these solid. Now we're gonna get to follow-ups. It's the 4th tab. These are the people that you're supposed to be following up with. Okay, so guys, let me show you how this works. So earlier we messaged Krista, right? We messaged Krista earlier. So let's just assume that Krista was like, oh, Eric, it's great to talk to you. And we started talking, right? And we started talking, catching up, finding out what's going on in her life and, the whole thing. And then the conversation led somewhere and she was like, Eric, I've been watching what you're doing. I think I'd really like to get involved. I'm looking to tone up a little bit, change some of the shape of my body. Do you think you can help me with that? And I'd be like, absolutely. Let's talk. So I would try to get her on the phone so I could get all her goals and find out what she really wants to accomplish. I love getting people on the phone, by the way, before inviting them because I feel like they succeed at a higher level if I have that conversation. That's just me. So here's the thing. This is where I'm going to invite her to be in my next group, and I'm going to log all that in Teamzy and set my follow-ups. Okay, because this is really important. Did you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? You guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys follow up 10 times, typically? Yeah, all right, Adele, you are the rock star of today's call. Good for you. Most people don't. Most people don't for 2 reasons. One, they don't have a system that keeps people from falling through the cracks. And so after a couple follow-ups, they just fall through the cracks. Or they feel like they're nagging people. So let me explain to you guys how to do this so that they'll never fall through the cracks and that you will be a pro that people will love being followed up with. You guys ready? Okay. So now we're talking to Krista. She's all excited and I've kind of decided what would be a great program for her to start with. And she's going to do, she's already a marathoner and kind of a really athletic. So we're going to get her right into 21-Day Fix Extreme. Right? I told her about the program. She wants to tone up. It's going to be a great option for her. So we're talking. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, Krista, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to send you an email right now that has all the info on the group, the challenge group, and it has the links that you need to order your challenge pack. I'm going to send that all to you right now, and I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay? So that's all happening. So now I'm going to go back to Teamzy, and I'm going to log it all. So I'm going to look her up. There she is. So this brings me to her record. This is her contact record. So now if I go over to activity feed, I can see that message I sent earlier today. So one thing I could do is I could click edit and I could paste the whole conversation in if I wanted to do that into the record. That's the best way to do it. Then it won't count it again as additional conversation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log the invite. Okay. So I could paste that whole email in here if I want, but for invites, I usually just do, not Z, that's the next one. 21 Day Fix Extreme. And that was via email. Okay. So a couple things, guys. Notice this little thing right here that says invite. Is this connected invite? Yeah, this is me inviting her to my group. So I'm going to click it now because my connect, which was a hello, how you doing, has now evolved into an invite. And then I have 3 choices. That's a challenge group. Now, here's the next piece. I need to set my follow-up. It's set to default, which means 3 months. When did I tell her I'd check in with her? Tomorrow. So look, I'm going to set the follow-up for tomorrow. Now when I log it, it's created that follow-up. So now when I'm on my dashboard and I go prospects, customers, coaches, and I get to my follow-ups, there she is on my list. See, she cannot drop through the cracks. So now when I'm doing my follow-ups tomorrow, I'm going to talk to Craig, then I'll message Krista. And then when I'm messaging Krista, I'm going to give you guys word for word the message that I used for my first follow-up, which is like foolproof. You guys ready? You got to set the tone with the first follow-up. Here it is. It's so profound. I spent months researching vocabulary. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not that profound, but it's very effective. Here it is. You ready? Hey, Krista, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? That's it. Hey, Krista, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Now, guys, it's so simple, but it sets the tone. First of all, I actually did what I said I would do. I actually did what I said I would do. So it created a deposit in her trust account. When I said the word like I promised I would, it elevated it from, hey, I'm following up because I want to make a sale, to, no, this was me caring for you. Like, this is, I want you to, this was a promise I made you. I promised to help you. Does that make sense? So now, the first thing you guys need to understand, like if you felt like you were nagging people, you need to get that crap out of your head and understand that your coaching begins now. The hardest part of the relationship is not getting them to do their workouts, it's getting them to buy their stinking challenge pack. This is where you have to coach them. Your follow-ups are coaching calls. Guys, people don't like to change. They want to change. They're interested. They're excited, but they don't like it. It's okay. How many of you guys have sent somebody a link, whether you did it through the Coach Mobile or you just sent them a link? How many of you done that and they didn't instantly purchase? I should ask it the other way. How many actually instantly purchased? It's rare, right? It's rare. That's because the way people are wired. Don't be frustrated about it. Just make it part of your plan. So what happens is I send her that follow-up message. I set my next follow-up for tomorrow again, and I log it so she doesn't fall off my list. Every day when I come to my follow-ups, Krista's on that list, and I'm going to send her a message. Day 2, hey, Krista, just checking in. Did you get my email? What questions do you have? Set the follow-up for tomorrow. Day 3, hey, Krista, it's me. Really excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started with you. Set it for tomorrow. Day 4, hey, Krista, checking in again. Wanted to make sure that I'm here for you when you need me. Set it again, right? I'll do 4 or 5 days in a row. Then maybe I'll back it up to 2 days, and you just keep checking in. Every time you check in, it's about them. I want to help you. I'm here for you. What questions do you have for me? How can I support you? Let's get you started. Put your little smiley emoticons. Nobody will ever be offended or think you're a nag. In fact, typically about 6 or 7 connects in, follow-ups in, you're going to get a message like this. You're amazing. Thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for following up with me. People will love it because they know that you're loving on them. They know that you're helping them. And then they'll unload all the excuses they put in their own mind over the last week why they didn't respond. My kid's been sick, the car broke, whatever. It's okay. Just expect that. Be like, well, great. Well, let's just get you started. What do I need to do? You just need to click that link and order your challenge pack. That's the next step. This always happens, right? What's my next step? buy your freaking challenge pack, right? But guys, you got to be doing the follow-ups. If you're not following up 7 to 10 times, you're saying goodbye to 80% of your team's possible growth. You just got to think of it that way. Okay. I've been talking a long time. I will let you guys, do you guys have any questions for me? I know I've talked a long time and I've got to go in a few minutes, but if you have any questions, ask them away.
Eric, thank you so much. I have a question for you.
Sure.
All of this sounds wonderful. I'm super interested. The only thing that keeps coming to mind for me is that I've been using Streak pretty aggressively for the past few months.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how I can transfer or translate that over, like everything I've categorized thus far. Am I able to simply bring that over, or what are the options there?
Well, I don't know how you've configured Streak,
Right.
But when I've seen other coaches using it, it tends to be a lot more complicated than Teamzy, which is what makes it overwhelming for most coaches. So will you be able to bring all of those over? I don't know. Because I don't know what your thing is. Do you need all of those? That's the question I would ask. Or simply being driven every day to connect with people, will that create the results that you need in your business, if that makes sense? So that's the best way I can answer that. I would probably say do your 30-day free trial. Keep using Streak, because Streak's primarily for email anyways, right?
Yes. It encourages email, but you don't necessarily have to. I do a lot of my Streak through Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And just to clarify, I like Teamzy a lot. I like the whole infrastructure. I like everything you presented, and I would be interested. I'm hoping that there's an easier way than just manually inputting all the work I've already done in Streak. That was my main question.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Not the difference in which one's better at all, but whether all the work I've done in Streak, whether there's a quick, easy transfer over, or whether it would be a manual input for everything.
Yeah. Well, you'll be obviously able to bring the people over. All the notes saved in Streak. You won't be able to bring those over into like the contact history or anything. And that's going to be true of any contact management system. They don't communicate with each other that way. I think it's probably just because it's just they're completely wired differently, if that makes sense. You can do a notes dump into Teamzy on that notes field.
Okay.
And I know some people have done that where you have like all your notes kind of dumped on the notes field. You can migrate that over. So there are some things like that you can do. That makes sense.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
I have a question, or a couple.
Sure.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was very informative. I've been very curious for a while now and been watching your videos on Facebook. So my questions are, I also use Streak, but
Okay.
I also use Automatic CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Teamzy is not like Automatic CEO, correct? Okay. So
I mean, that's a very broad question, but
I know. I'm just thinking, how do I say my question regarding that? So it's the email and the structure of sending out that email with the template that's already created for us.
does not do that. Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, because Automatic CEO is a great product for what it does.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't fill any of my needs in the way that I approach my business. It's philosophically different than the way I approach my business. It's more of a transactional focused business and not a relational focused business through Automatic CEO. And I know a lot of coaches who use it struggle because they were like, I feel like I'm being too salesy, or I feel like I'm doing this. And Doug, who's an amazing guy, says, well, these are effective sales emails. And they are. The question is, like, that's just not my heart. That's not how I communicate. So it didn't work for me. And the other thing it didn't do for me was it didn't drive me to reach out and connect with people every day, which is the most important thing. So, but that platform does some stuff that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's just a different approach, if that makes sense.
Right. I totally get it. Because when we get the templates, I change it completely to the way I am. So now another question is, what's the integrity of this business of Teamzy? Where do our leads go? Are they protected?
Yeah, they are. I have like an official thing from the engineers that's really technical. But basically all of your data is treated as your property. And we only have access to it in the sense that if you need help from a customer service standpoint, we have, our people have access to your data, but it's firewalled and protected from everybody else, all the other coaches in the system. And then everything is encrypted. It's all housed on Microsoft's Azure cloud platform. So it's like that's the most stable and secure cloud platform there is Microsoft's. It's like nuclear bomb proof. So everything is there on their servers. Like we don't have I'm in the shoffice, but there's no server in here. Don't worry. Teamzy doesn't live in my shed. It lives at Microsoft. Seriously. I mean, people wonder about that. Like, he's in his shed. I'm here on the internet just like you guys, but Teamzy's up there in Kirkland or wherever they have it stashed. But, so I don't know if that answers your question, but the biggest thing that people worry about is how will we use your data? And here's the thing that you need to know. I mean, it's all stated in our terms of use and our privacy policies, but you need to know this. If we abused one coach's data, this company would be out of business. The integrity, our heart to serve you guys depends on treating all of your data with the absolute integrity, if that makes sense. So it's yours. Basically, it's like you're buying your own little storage locker where you lock away your data. If that makes sense.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so I know where. Oh, does someone else have a question?
I just was gonna say a couple of things really quickly.
Okay.
First of all, again, thank you so much, Eric, for doing this. Couple of things. One, my internet dropped me right in the beginning. I was able to get back on quickly, but I lost the recording. So if you're okay providing that to me, I can give it to the team because we do have people that faithfully watch the replay. The other thing is, I guess it's not so much a question as just a comment. And I know it's very late for everybody, especially in different parts of the country. Just to be kind of really transparent with you guys, because that's how I am. I'm really, really, really good about consistently wanting to present what we have to offer to people. But I'm definitely weak in organizing it all, and I pen and paper still to this day. I pen and paper in a physical calendar, a paper calendar, lists of coaches, lists of customers, lists of hot leads. I've done Google Sheets, like just a spreadsheet. That's worked. Color coding it. That's worked really well for me too. I've tried some Streak, but I just can't find a system that's really kind of dumbing it down for me, telling me what I really need to do each day. And I feel like this is that. I'm a little intimidated, really, just because it still looks a little bit hard just to start, just to get it all set up and going. And then it looks like it would be like a well-oiled machine. So I don't know, those are kind of my impressions and thoughts, but definitely I feel like, speed of the leader, speed of the team, and if it's an area that I'm really weak, probably a lot of my coaches struggle in the same way, and it just seems like a really good solution.
Well, Ellen, if you have any trouble getting started, just message me.
Okay.
I'll help you through it.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm really excited. I actually have another Zoom call in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Crazy.
Send
right?
me the recording.
I'm going to send you the recording. I'll send you through WeTransfer. You can download it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Have an awesome night.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank